look was requested by Nandani from India. She's going to a wedding wearing a white sari and she wanted an eyeshadow look that goes with it. So I've created a look for her for that, which is a beautiful peachy pink eyeshadow. So I incorporated a different foundation routine in order to help her deal with the heat that you can experience when going to when you're in India. So you know, I hope this is really useful to her in that respect. She didn't suggest it, she just suggested the eyeshadow look. She was really quite persistent. She sent me a YouTube message, she sent me a message on Facebook and a message on through my Hotmail account. So thank you for suggesting this look. It's absolutely lovely. I've done a colour that complements her skin tone. I mean, she did say to me, look at my picture on Facebook, so I did look at her picture on Facebook and I suggested this look for her. Yeah, but I hope you like the look. Thank you for suggesting the look. And yeah, get on with it. Starting with NYX white eyeshadow base. Just going to put that on my entire lid. Not going to focus so much on the crease, but more on the lid and in the highlight area under the brow. It's really important to use a base when you've got slightly darker skin tones as well, or when you're dealing with heat, because the light colours that you use are going to be drowned out by the undertones of your skin. So what I like to do is put this white eyeshadow base on to make the matte colours pop, and to kind of create something for the eyeshadows to grab, so that they don't wear off with the sweat that you may produce, or the heat, or from, you know, just from the heat that you generate when dancing. I've got this 88 colour palette which I got from eBay, and I'm going to be using this peachy salmony colour here for the inner corner of the eye. Just missing the immediate inner corner because I want to put a lighter corner. So I've just started just a little bit away from the inner corner and I'm just packing that on. Take this really bright fuchsia here. So if you look at all of the colours that they're in, it's the brightest one there. I'm just going to wing it out slightly as well. And then take that colour into the crease. Just about halfway will do. And then gently blend it upwards. Palettes of candy pinks. In my camera they look lilac, but they're not, they're candy pinks. So I'm just going to use this one here, and I might mix it with this one here, so these two. And I'm just applying that in the gap there. Taking a bit more of that salmon now and just blending all the colours together. Then I'm using a touch of this purple here, just to fade out the above the crease like I've done here. So just adding it here, just to fade out and deepen and just change the colour slightly. And then just taking this fleshy pink here, it's a very light pink, applying that to the inner corner of my eye.
Are you recording?
Yep. I'm also going to take that and put that under the brow too, and use it to blend out and soften the pink underneath that. If you find that you've blended the colours away, just go back in and pack some more on top. Just depends on the base you've used and whether it sort of just soaks it up the first time round, but once you've done it again it will be fine. Just remember that if you do pack any colour back on top, just blend the edges out again. And then as a final finish for the eyeshadow, I'm just using this light yellowy gold here. Which one am I going to use? I'm going to use this one here. It's just slightly reflective. I've got a purple watery eyeliner from Inglot, so I'm going to use that. Go ahead and use your black if you want to. I just like using different coloured liners. I think it's unique. I'm going to use MAC Feline Kohl Power Pencil on the upper and lower waterline. Then I'm finishing off with L'Oreal's Double Extension Tubular Mascara. The eyes are done now. I'm going to be using L'Oreal's Studio Secrets Primer because that will help create a barrier between the skin and the makeup and help it to last a bit longer. I find my makeup lasts longer when I use this. Just taking my concealer and applying that where I need it. We've got dark circles. I've got a video on how to colour correct dark pigmentation around under the eyes and around the mouth. The regular concealer, which is the Inglot one, has disappeared, so I'm just going to use this one by Makeup Atelier. I'm just going to use the middle one, which is a little bit lighter for me, but I'm going to apply it here, which is only where I need it anyway. Because it's lighter, it's going to highlight this area. The foundation you want to use to coat with the heat would be to use a waterproof foundation, so that's something that will have silicone in it. If your foundation has aqua in it, then it's water-based and it's going to not last as long, whereas the silicone is going to be perfect and it's not going to budge all day. I've got a little bit left for my sample pot of the Inglot one, and the only other silicone foundation I've got is this I moved it from here now, but it was a foundation from Kryolan, which is way too light for me. But this Inglot one is a really good one. I've got silicone in the airbrush range, but I don't really want to use that directly on my skin. I'd rather use that through the airbrush. I can powder that as well. I'm going to use Makeup Atelier's powder. When you powder, really press it in. I don't mean press down hard on your face, but press the powder into the foundation. You don't need as much powder with silicone-based foundation either. And just work that off. Using foundation that's silicone-based as well is also very good with weddings where you know there's going to be rain, or any functions where you know it's going to rain and you're going to have to travel through that. So it was really helpful, especially with British weather at the moment, which is very crappy. But just be aware that if you've never used silicone before and you know that you have an allergy to it, then it could irritate you. So if you're new to silicone-based foundation, then do try it at home first and see that you're alright with it, or try a bit in store on this part of your arm somewhere, and then you'll know whether you react to it or not. Just using an angle liner and dark brown eyeshadow from that palette, I'm just going to deepen my eyebrows. I've decided to go with this blusher, which is Body Shop's Petal. I'm going to use a mix of the two just to get a light wash of colour. The lipstick, I feel like going dark. I don't know, I've just gone off light colours at the moment and I'm really into this dark phase, and because it's a look that I've been asked to create, then this is what I recommend. I'm going to be using NYX's Prune lip pencil, which I applied all over my outer lip area, lip line, that's what I'm trying to say. And then I just filled in a little in at the corners on either side. And then I'm going to mix these two colours from Inglot, so they are 69 for the pink and 87 for the purple. And then I'm only applying that to the edge here, and blending it with a lip liner. I want to leave that gap in the middle for now, and just applying just number 87, the purple, on its own to the top of the lip line. I filled out the middle with this colour here, which is Inglot's number 137. It's a very bright pink, and that's there. I'm going to take a little bit of Benefit's High Beam. Mine's just out in a sample pot. I've got the main bottle in my kit. Just going to take a little bit of that, pop that through the centre. It's quite dark in here today, so the eyeshadow is really not showing up a lot, and obviously I'm using warm toned or warm light from the lights as well, so it's kind of washing out the colour a bit. It is bright, so she can always turn it down to suit her. What else was I going to say? Oh, the lips are quite dark. I just felt like going dark, but you don't have to do dark. You can go light. It's just at this moment in time, these last few weeks, I'm really feeling a bit artsy-fartsy with lip colours, so I'm using 4 colours on the lips. It's alright for me, I've got loads of colours, I can do that, but don't feel pressured to do that at all. Just use what you have. Light colours will go fine, gloss will go perfectly. Just make sure that when you go out to a wedding, that you keep a little bit of the product in a tiny container. You can always take it out in a little container like this with a little lip brush, so that you can reapply your lipstick and keep it looking fresh as well. If you find your makeup creases, you can always use your finger just to push up and soften those lines where it's separated, the makeup separated, just to keep it looking fresh. Nandani, enjoy the wedding that you're going to, and let me know how you get on with it.